Welcome back, guys. Coach Barrick here, Equity Podcast. We want more happy, healthy people in the world, and that's what we're trying to do. So, today, what we're talking about is our training guidelines or our goals in training. What is informing how we work out every day? So, there are three different approaches that we see. The first one is, hey, I want to be healthy and fit. I want longevity. I want to kick ass into my 90s. Then we have the approach of I want a little bit of competition in my life. I want to push that competitive drive in me. And then we have approach that is a little bit of both. And the reason this matters for our members, for equity members specifically, or anybody, is that what our goals are should inform how we are training every day. What we are doing and why we are doing it is going to change how we attack what we do. So the first one is training for that long-term health and fitness. If that is our goal, and that is the majority of our members, that is why most of the people that come into the gym, that's why they're working out. What we're looking to do is to build sustainable, strong, resilient people, happy, healthy people. We want to be able to kick ass into our 90s. We want to be able to sit on the floor and play with the kiddos. We want to be able to play a pickup soccer game. We want to be able to go hiking. We want to be able to go, mountain biking. Like all those things we want to be able to do. So if we want to be able to do those things, there's some things that we need to focus on our training daily. So the first one is consistency. We need to make sure that we're coming to the gym regularly. Those 4 to 6 days a week is going to be the hot spot. Get in, get out, 1 hour, right? We don't need to be spending 2 hours in the gym like all the fitness people, fitness influencers. 1 hour, get in and get out. We are trying to be better outside the gym. We're not trying to be the best fitnessers, right? The best at fitnessing. That's not our goal. Our goal is to be fit for life, all right? So the next is strength. We want to make sure that we're working on strength. Are we doing all the things to be strong? If you don't have the leg strength to stand up from a chair, you're going to have problems when you're trying to travel the world when you're 80 years old. That's going to be a problem. If you don't have the strength to carry your kids up the steps when they're sleeping, if you don't have the strength to pick up that bag of dog food, we need the strength. Building muscle mass now is going to help us later on in life. You start losing that muscle mass as you age. So if we can build more, the sooner we can build muscle and strength, the longer it's going to take for us to lose it. The next one is conditioning. We want to be able to run down the airport if we need to. We want to be able to play that pickup soccer game. VO2 max or conditioning is one of the biggest things that we can do to impact or lower our risk of all-cause mortality just by improving your VO2 max. So we want to make sure that we're doing that conditioning. The next one is functional range of motion. We want to make sure that we can use our joints and use full range of motion. Can you put a kayak on the roof? Can you can you sit on the floor? Crisscross applesauce. Can you take a knee? Can you get up off the floor? We want functional range of motion of our joints. Can you squat below parallel? Because all of those things are going to translate to living life, to being fit for life. The last one, it's kind of actually related to the consistency, and that is relative intensity. We've talked about mechanics, consistency, then intensity, and people always confuse intensity for max intensity, and that is not what it is. Max intensity is not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is relative intensity. What's relative, what's intense for you today, and that does not mean max. It means high, and high can change. If we go too hard, then we can't work out the next day. And we need to be consistent. We don't need to kill ourselves every day. We just need to keep working. We need to be able to keep getting into the gym consistently. All right? Relative intensity. We do not need to kill ourselves every day in the gym. So we want to make sure that to stay active, to stay strong, to stay independent, we need to be consistent, work on that strength, conditioning, functional range of motion, and be mindful of our intensity. All right, so that's like for our health and fitness people. So then we have our compete people, the people that like competing. And these two different approaches are not better than one another. It's just different. All right, so we have our competition. And some of the things that people think about is like, oh, I just got to keep going heavier and faster. But a lot of times, what you need to focus on is actually the skill work. What most people are missing is the skills, right? So basketball, you need the skill of shooting a basket. In soccer, you need the skill of passing or throwing, or not throwing, of kicking a goal, right? You have to practice the skills. Well, in fitness, you need the skill of walking on your hands, on doing pull-ups, on pushing a sled, on doing monkey bars, right? So you have obstacle course racing, you have high rocks, you have your CrossFit stuff, whatever it is, you need the skill of that competition, and you need to practice those. Then, we need to test our boundaries. Hey, what are you capable of? Hey, I can do those 1,000-meter runs in 7 minutes, but I need to get them down to 6.5. All right, so I got to start pushing my boundaries on that. You're probably going to need some more intensity and some more volume, but you don't just jump into that right from the bat. What you want to make sure that you do is add that over time. Make sure that we're building that volume over time, but you will need more intensity and more volume when you're trying to compete, paired with skill work. And you still need recovery and nutrition and all of those other things to go along with it. And the last one is just understanding the risk versus reward. Making sure you understand by pushing the boundaries, by bringing a little more intensity, by bringing a little bit more volume, there's a little bit more risk with that. And that doesn't mean it's bad. You just have to be aware of that and make sure you're doing all the things to make sure that you minimize that risk. Competing's fun. And that's why a lot of people do it. All right. Then finally, we have kind of like this hybrid approach. And to be perfectly honest, this is what I like to do. My goal when I go into the gym is longevity. I want to be an asset to my daughter and my family. I do not want to be a burden. I want to be an asset to them, especially as I age. I want to be independent as long as I can. I want to be kicking ass into my 90s. I want to be able to do things when I'm 80, not just sit in a house and do nothing. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have the main goal, the main thing, it stays the main thing. And then we sprinkle in some of that extra work. Hey, this week I'm really full. I don't have any time. I don't have any energy for extra intensity, but maybe next week I bring 2 higher intensity days. And one of those every day, once a week, I have skill work where I'm practicing one of those skills that I really need to work on. We need to make sure that we're training, we're recovering, we're doing all those things that we want to. We want to kind of blend these two together. And when we are competing for this hybrid approach, we still understand that I'm not going to do anything possible just to win or get that extra point. I'm just going to do my best and push hard, but not all the way hard. I'm going to leave a little bit there. I'm going to push really hard. I'm going to give my best effort, but I'm going to make sure that I am smart in that effort that I'm giving. I'm not going to put it all on the line. I'm not going to put caution to the wind. You know what? My shoulder didn't feel right on that one. That's all right. I'll just do one more. I'm going to drop. And that's okay. I'm still having fun. The whole goal, the whole reason that I like competing is because it's fun. I like doing it with my friends. I like seeing what I'm capable of. I like pushing myself just a little bit. Keeps me engaged. All right. If you're training for health, consistency, be mindful of that intensity, get strong. If we're competing, focus on those skills. Be aware you're going to need some more intensity, you're going to need some more volume, and build that over time. For that hybrid approach, just make sure that you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. Have fun, compete, but make sure you keep the main thing. What we do in the gym matters so we can do what we want to do in life. Be there for the people that count on you. That's what we want to be able to do. Hope this helps. If you think this might help somebody else, please share it with them. And if you liked it, that really helps to get more people to know about it. Cheers.